This is Raptor News, and this is the devil on his job hard. And so, I'm not saying this to bitch or to complain or whine or this or that. It is not the purpose, is not to vent. The purpose of this is to give solutions and resolve and to get a better understanding of what's happening. You know, we are in the end times right now. The devil is attacking the believers with full force. Everything that he got to make you turn away from God. The purpose of putting the story of Job in the Bible is just that. So God is going to allow the Satan to do whatever he can. And then no matter what the Satan does, you stay true to God. And that is what God is looking at. He is trying you, testing you, and then you remain to be true. So again, it doesn't matter what God allows the devil to do, because the devil walks side by side with you when you're righteous, looking for you to make one mistake. And any opportunity that God allows him to test you, the devil will take it in a heartbeat because he wants you to fail. And so I'm going to get into what the devil has been doing here with us, you know, and then how we are working against the devil, you know, fighting him back. You just don't sit there and take nothing. As you can see, YouTube came in and demonetized my YouTube site. Why would they do that? They just came in and said, you're unfit. You're unfit. We don't like, I mean, there's YouTube channels where there's gay people on there, you know, putting on makeup and shit like that, and they grown ass men in panties and everything else. You mean to tell me I'm preaching the truth and my site is unfit for YouTube? Exactly. That lets you know you on a demonic network, right? You know, and Satan could come in at any time and say, you can't buy, sell, or trade unless you take the mark. You put on some panties and put some makeup on, then we'll give you your money. Matter of fact, we'll make you famous. Fuck you. You keep your gay homos to your damn self. You know, that's where we at. You can't buy, sell, or trade. God was, like my whole life I've been saying in videos, God has stopped that money 24/7. And then you see, Raptor News don't have a job. Raptor News, my job is to, I'm talking about go out and work for the man job. I don't have that. You know, my job is to deliver this message. Period, point blank. And if God give me some money delivering this message, you know, all praises be to him. That's how I feel about life. All praises be to him. Everything in this world, Satan and all the people who love this world could have. You know what I mean? We ain't taking shit with us. You know, like I said, the camel will pass through the eye of a needle for a rich man get into heaven. So anyway, so yeah, he cut the money. Look, people, he have cut the money. Anybody who follow my channel, he have demonetized me before, cut me off before, took down my channels before, with no cause, no nothing, just took him down. You know, whatever God allows this damn beast to do, he gonna do. And you know what I do? I put up 5 more channels. I work for free. I work for free. You know, my father taught me that lesson, you know, when I was a kid. You know, it was 8 kids. Well, we had 9 kids and 2 parents, so it was 11 people in our house. You know, my mom was on welfare. She got on welfare, and my father was out looking for work. And this is my stepfather. He went and worked for free. So he went to an auto body place, and he said, "Teach me this trade. I'll just work for free. Once I learned everything, then it's up to you if you want to hire me or something like that. After that, I'll work hard. You know, I won't complain. Just teach me the trade." And so the guy at the shop taught my father the trade. You know, and he learned it. He did excellent, and then he started his own shop. Matter of fact, he bought the shop that he trained in from the guy. The guy was selling the shop. He bought it. You know what I mean? And then he bought us a house, vehicles, and everything else. You know, and that's how, you know, just because things start off bad, it don't mean that it's always going to be that way. You know what I mean? And just like I said, he worked for free. I learned the lesson from him. I'll work for free. God is gonna give me something. You know what I mean? Okay, number 2, the car that we just got. Everybody saw the car and everything else. Well, it seemed to have a busted head gasket as well. So the Jewish jackass that sold me the car knew already that motherfucker had a busted head. You know, so he put some of that head gasket leak fix in there. That explains why the radiator fluid was brown. I was wondering, I was like, is this a new radiator fluid or what is this? Why is this radiator fluid brown? Well, that was head gasket fix. You know, it was late, it was dark, we didn't have no ride back, we was in a far place because we cannot buy the car in this town because we get military prices, you know, and they boosting up the prices of the car $4,000 more than the car is actually even worth, and we ain't trying to make payments. We just want to buy a used car that runs well enough to get us back and forth. You know, we ain't trying to look fabulous in anything else. So anyway, that car is busted. The only way it's gonna stay started, you got to keep your foot on that pedal. You know, so that's crack-a-lacking. You know, like, oh, that's just cursed and it's bad. No, it ain't cursed. You know when it's cursed because it will break down completely and you won't be able to do nothing with it. That's cursed. You know what I mean? If it's still moving, you know, it's manageable. That's what we call that. Number 3, everybody know I just did the pond. There's people on YouTube cursing like, don't tell them what you're doing, Rap the News. They can't stop nothing that God don't want them to stop, people. You can tell them anything. They don't have no power except for whatever God allows them to do. And if God allows them to do something to you, you know what? It was meant to be. You couldn't stop that anyway. You know what I mean? So I recently put the lake out on a video that we finished the lake. And next thing you know, my tilapia and some minnows called a mysterious fungus, which you know, it's like a cloud of, I don't know what is that fungus around the whole body of the fish. The fish don't even float up. It remained dead at the bottom of the pond. You had to pretty much fish them out of there. You know, and I have never seen anything like that in my life. That's Satan, you know. So some kind of moldy fungus covered them up. So, you know, that's the devil. Number 4, watch this. Okay, I recently went into the bomb shelter to check, you know, and make sure everything was good with that, just in case of emergency, because we know we getting close to the time that they finna drop them bombs and everything else. Somehow rats infiltrated that motherfucker, man. And I ain't talking about any rat, like little mouse and they irritants. No, these are big New York City gutter rats in the middle of California somewhere. I don't know, I have never seen no rats this damn big. These are big damn rats. Shit that will scare the shit out of you if you bump into it at night. You know what I mean? And somehow they got in and they infiltrated and they ate everything that they could that mattered. Like if you needed it for survival, they ate it. You know what I mean? That's the devil right there. Like we had antibiotics in there. The rats eat antibiotics? Yes, they do. They ate through the plastic and ate every pill out of there. It's unheard of. We also had potassium iodide pills in there to take during the nuclear war. It helps, you know, some with the thyroid, and it helps, you know, block the nuclear destruction of the cells. They ate every last bottle of those, because I was like, we need to go check the nuclear pills and make sure they what date is on them and everything else, make sure it's okay, because we bought those some time ago. Yeah, they ate every last bottle. We had clothes, filter system in there for air. They pissed and shit that shit, so if you turn that shit on, you're gonna be breathing in some nasty shit, you know what I mean? And you try to put on those clothes, the rest and pissed and shit and bit through the bags and did their thing in there. You know, they pissed and shit at them motherfuckers too. Oblivious people. You know, that's some crazy shit. I was frustrated. I'm like, damn, it's like, no, this is not, you know, this is not normal. You know, none of this is normal. But, you know, this is God testing you. Okay, our rabbits had baby rabbits, right? And out of all the rabbits, it was one that was super cute, man. It was like super cute. And everybody liked that bunny. Well, just the other day, the bunny stood up, like, and fell over backwards, dead. I mean, as a doorknob. What the fuck? You know, it just stood up and dropped backwards. Bam! And I was like, is that planet that's doing that? Like, I have never seen anything like this. You guys may have, but I have never seen nothing like this. That's some crazy thing. And then out of all the bunnies that we have baby bunnies everywhere. Why that one? You know what I mean? That happened before. It's like, oh, I like this one. This one's very cute. You know, I like this bunny. Bam! Something happens. Something stabbed the bunny in the eye. You know, other bunnies that we have. Somehow the dog dug a tunnel underground and came up through the bunny cage and killed them all. Never. I don't even. The dirt out here is so hard and it got rocks all in it. There's no way that dog could have dug that without Satan helping him. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about here, man. So, anyway. This is how I look at all of it. As an opportunity to do better. You know. And be better. I ain't looking at it like, woe is me. We can't. You know, the devil comes in and they say, okay, just like all our vegetable plants, the sun burned them the fuck up. Like all of we have I mean, if I can go out there and film it right now, the sun has completely destroyed every vegetable, every collard, every tree collar, every perennial plant that we have. The sun pretty much have ate it to oblivious. But you know what? I can look on the brighter side. It may have destroyed the plants, but we still have the trees. You know what I mean? So the fruit trees are growing in abundance. Right? You know, YouTube may have stopped me from getting money, but I'm going to preach harder and better. And I won't allow them to stop me from delivering my message to you. I'm going to do it for fucking free. Like I always do. You know, and you can see it right there. They have demonetized my shit, and they took the money. Fuck them. Have it, bitch. You know what I mean? Have it. If you need it that goddamn bad, you ain't gonna stop me from preaching a message. Number 2, the car don't run now unless you keep your foot on the damn pedal. It may break down at any moment. Then I'll pray harder to God to help us get to wherever we going and to return safely. I'm not gonna fold to the devil because he fucking with the car. And I'm gonna say something else with that car too, man. A big, huge rat. I don't know where these rats. We haven't had rats on our place like this. I mean, never. I mean, in the chicken coops, the rats will come out of the field at night and then eat the chicken food that the chickens left, you know, and then go back to wherever they come from, you know. That's expected because we're in the middle of the desert. It's expected. Rats and mice to come in and eat whatever. Even birds come in and eat whatever the animals leave over, from the dog cage to the chicken cage. You know, you ain't gonna stop that. But to come in and infiltrate your personal shit, that's Satan. You know what I mean? That's straight up Satan. So, the car don't run, it break down, so fucking what? We'll manage. You know what I mean? And then, the stuff that they ate in the bomb shelter, I get, for the lake, I get bacteria medication for that. They have fungus and bacteria medication for fish. But I also know that you can add peroxide to the water and it ain't gonna kill the fish, you know. It depends on how much you put in there. And I ain't talking about the peroxide you buy at the store, I'm talking about food grade. You know, and whatever happens, you know, God is in control with that. If the lake just go completely disastrous, God is in control, you know. Because I look at the bright side of everything. There's all the fish die. It's still a body of water there. I can use that body of water to water the plants. You know what I mean? Plant some new plants and water them. Okay, the satanic rats that ransacked the bomb shelter, I blocked every way that they can get in with metal. Fuck them, you know what I mean? And then cleaned it out, and we'll replace everything they destroyed little by little. You know, it don't have to. At least you know that whatever you get now is up to date. You know what I mean? And I will use bleach and Pine Sol and sanitize that motherfucker like it ain't never been sanitized before. And that's what's going on right now. And you know what we did too, man? See, sometimes these things are blessings in disguise. We put a new filtration system on there. I'm gonna tell you what our filtration system was before. It was, this is our ghetto filtration system. It was a vacuum cleaner, you know, that we took a barrel, a big blue barrel drum, and we put holes all around the barrel, stuck the vacuum cleaner hose in there that sucks, so it'll be sucking air through the barrel, and then we put filters around the barrel, so it suck in, if it's smoking in there, it'll suck in all the smoke inside the barrel, and then blow out cleaner air, you know. And so, when this happened, we went down and sat in the bomb shelter. So me and my whole entire family pretty much went inside the bomb shelter and sat in there and stayed for a while, you know, and say, what is it that we need in here if things is bad and we have to stay in here for a minute, you know. We have to do a lick in the bomb shelter. And, you know, we found a bunch of things that is needed, because sitting on some damn wooden this and that is no fun, you know. And so we put a new filtration system on there, new filters on there. This time, instead of using the vacuum cleaner, we use leaf blowers. See, a leaf blower is blowing hell of a lot of air, and so we just put a whole filtration system on the back, and the side of the bomb shelter. Put the leaf blowers in a hole that we cut out of the bomb shelter, and then when it's blowing the air in, it's blowing through the filtration system already, and we put metal around the filtration system just in case it's a fire and it's burning, so it just don't burn the air. So, you know, we made a whole better system due to the rat attack. You know what I mean? We made it more secure due to the rat attack. Now, rats is not gonna freely just walk in there. We also put concrete and stuff in areas where the rats could dig or something like that. We put concrete in there and concreted the front of it out. And we also added more metal around there for fires and everything else. So that kind of like helped. And so, even looking at the bunny that dropped over dead, we have plenty of bunnies, you know what I mean? And we have new chicks, like I'm raising these chicks called I Am Samani chicks. Some of you may have heard of them. They are very expensive chickens. One rooster or a hen could cost you like $500 for each one, you know. And so I ordered these off of eBay in an egg and hatched them, and then I bred those chicks because these chicks are all black, you know, and the tongue is black, the beak is black, the feet is black, even the meat is dark, you know. So I got an all black bird, you know what I'm saying? And it is the most expensive chicken ever, you know, in the world today. And so it's like the Lamborghini of the chickens, you know. And so basically I bred that with a Jersey Giant, because that bird is a smaller bird and a Jersey Giant is a huge bird. And so I bred it with a Jersey Giant, and that was hard because it's like the female was a small bird and the Jersey Giant was a bigger bird, and then supposedly the chicken take the traits of the female bird, and so the birds came out black, and then those birds just had new birds, you know. So it's always a bright side of everything, even though the devil is handing your ass, you know. I got car trouble, money trouble, this trouble, that trouble, fuck trouble, you know what I'm saying? I still have a God at the end of the day. Let's wrap the news.